guys, it's Sharon. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Apologies in advance if I sound a little bit nasally. Your girl is recovering from a sinus surgery, so I will sound a bit crusty for a hot minute. Now, since I have been recovering, I have been spending a lot of time on Reddit. And my favorite subreddit is, of course, Am I the A-hole? Because I'm basic and I love judging people. So that's precisely what we're doing today. I do want to point out that I switched out my Squishmallows and I put a little Grim Reaper just for this episode because, you know, Grim Reaper, assholes, both kind of suck. So it made sense to me. If you want to get your own, I product tagged it for you. This is not the first time I've made this video. If you actually want to check out the first part, feel free to. If you want to see more like this, give us a thumbs up. Feel free to comment along, judge along with me. I might be completely wrong. You might completely disagree with me, and that's okay. If you are not yet subscribed, you should totally subscribe and turn on those post notifications. But that being said, go grab your snacks, your tea, and let's get right into judging these people. This time, I'm actually following my ranking, because the other one I basically just went, yeah, you're the a-hole, you're not the a-hole. This time I've created just an entire tier rank. So we have the worst of the worst, which is definitely the a-hole. Then we have everyone sucks. Everyone involved is the a-hole. Third one is, you're a bit sus. Maybe you're not an a-hole, but you're not innocent either. Then below that we have, it's not you, it's them. You're not the a-hole, but someone else sure is the a-hole. And then of course, green light right here is not the a-hole. So this is gonna be fun. The first story is titled, Am I the a-hole for continuing to wear the engagement ring my ex-fiance gave me and refusing to give it back? Exes. You gotta love to hate them. I still have the ring my ex proposed with, and sometimes if I don't want to be approached, I'll wear it as it helps a lot. My ex has seen me wear it before and has never said anything about it. Weird that the ex hasn't said anything about it. Also, just right off the bat, if you don't want to be approached, simply thrift an old ring. Go to Goodwill, find an old ring, and wear that on your ring finger instead of wearing a ring that your ex gave you from a relationship that has failed and ended. I wore the ring at an engagement party that my ex, his girlfriend, and his family also attended. His sister noticed the ring and she said my ex had told the family that the ring had been lost and that's why he never got it back from me once we broke up. She said this in front of his girlfriend, who said it was creepy and inappropriate that I was wearing my old engagement ring. It is though. 110% it is. I told her it was pretty and walked away since I could see she was angry about it and I didn't want to argue with her. This person's reaction to the girlfriend being like, that's weird, makes me feel like this person might still have a little soft spot for their ex, because you're still wearing the old engagement ring. You're confronted by the ex's family and current girlfriend as to why you're still wearing that, and you just say, because I like it, it's pretty, and move on. I don't care how beautiful something is, if it's tied to someone I've ended a relationship with and it's something I don't want to think about ever again, I'm gonna get rid of it. So this makes me think sis ain't over it. Later on, my ex asked me if he could talk to me privately. The conversation was pretty much him being angry at me for wearing the ring in front of his family, as he should be, because now they wanted him to get it back from me as the ring was made with family diamonds, and me refusing to give it to him unless he bought it from me since he had the chance to take it back when we broke up 3 years ago. Am I the a-hole? Definitely the a-hole. Right here, we're starting with worst of the worst. How are you gonna tell your ex, oh, you want the ring that you bought me back? Pay me for it. First of all, he did pay for that ring. Now you're trying to make the man pay for it twice? That's messed up. This is weird, dude. If you were genuinely over your ex, this would not be that big of an issue. The fact that it's also family heirlooms, like family diamonds, that's disrespectful. When someone proposes and they give that person an engagement ring, that ring is like a symbol of a promise. If the promise wasn't fulfilled, then give me my ring back. Am I wrong? I don't know. This is just giving big a-hole vibes over here. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not switching seats with some lady on the plane to sit with my girlfriend? Weird, you'd think the question would be like, is this lady the a-hole for not offering to switch seats with me so I could be next to my girlfriend? But it seems to be the opposite problem. My male, 21, girlfriend, female, 21, and I just got done with finals, so we decided to take a trip to Ohio for a few days. We live on the West Coast, so it's like a 4-hour flight. We got done with the trip and we're coming back home by plane. When we woke up, she was immediately angry because I accidentally pushed her off the bed. LOL. I too would be very pissed off if someone accidentally pushed me off the bed and LOL'd about it. Then she started finding things to complain about. I suggested we get the free breakfast with our hotel instead of going to some coffee shop, and when we went, she kept complaining about how the coffee is weak and she needs another one. So I complied and we went to a coffee shop. We get to the airport and she's complaining more. I tell her I'm tired and let me rest. Don't talk to me until we get home, and she gets all mad and complains. What an asshole. Already? Yes, dude, you are are the a-hole. We have different seats on the plane because the flight is packed and overbooked. I tell her it's fine, it's just 4 hours. She then comes to my seat and tells me the woman sitting next to her is willing to trade seats with me. I literally said, give me a break, and told her no. She went back crying, but I just wanted a damn break. When we got home, she started crying even more and said I embarrassed her on the flight. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely, dude. Do you even like your girlfriend? If my morning started off with someone pushing me off the bed, I too would be in a pretty bad mood. Also though, like, what is complaining to this guy? Like, I wanna know, like, is it just her being like, oh man, I don't like this coffee, I wanna go get coffee from somewhere else? Is that complaining? Or is it just like a comment? Could it possibly be that she was complaining all day because her boyfriend was being rude to her all day? Two sides to every story. The other thing is, I understand that he's like tired from finals and like he just wants to, you know, take a breather, rest a bit, but it's also like your girlfriend also did finals, would also like a break. I also think it is a very reasonable and sound response to cry after your boyfriend refuses to sit next to you on a plane. Like, I would feel all types of way about that. I'd be like, okay, so you seriously, you don't even like me, why are we here? What really rubbed me the wrong way was him being like, don't talk to me until we're home. I would never talk to you again. Next one. Am I the a-hole for refusing to return my wedding dress? I, 23 female, have been with my fiance, 24, for 3 years. My fiance's brother, Rob, 29, is also engaged and soon to be married to a girl named Christine, 29. They've been together 7 years. Their wedding is planned to be around next December and mine is this February. There's a 9-month difference. I recently have picked out my wedding dress. I showed Christine my dress since I've asked her to be one of my bridesmaids and she seemed to really like it but acted a little unusual. I let it be, but later my fiance's brother texted my fiance saying the dress I picked was the one Christine was going to pick and if there was any way I would change my decision. No. My fiance told them absolutely not, that I chose my dress and they wouldn't be exactly alike because I'm having mine altered and customized in some spots. I got a text from Christine saying that's an a-hole move, ruining her wedding. Now my fiance's mom's saying I should just return my dress because Christine has been in this family longer. I don't think I'm the a-hole. This is my wedding and I didn't know she had the same dress. I don't think this person is the a-hole either. It doesn't matter who's been in the family longer at all. What matters is which wedding is happening first and who got the wedding dress first. It's just so coincidental though that this girl picked out her wedding dress and got the wedding dress and suddenly she shows it to another bride-to-be and now the bride-to-be is like, I really liked that dress, that's the one I was gonna get, then why didn't you get it though? So no, not the a-hole. And you know, I would rank this under you are not the a-hole, someone else is, but you know, I wouldn't say anyone else here is the a-hole, even though technically everyone else here is the a-hole, but since this is about a wedding, it's literally about the bride and groom. No one else matters here, so I'm just gonna put this under not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for refusing to host my in-laws for Christmas? Oh buddy, gotta love the holiday season. My husband, 29 male, and I, 27 female, are both vegans. We have been married for 4 years. Our respective families live far from each other, so we alternate which side of the family we spend Christmas with. His family takes turns hosting Christmas and have all sorts of family traditions, including doing a seafood dinner. It's a big dinner that includes the whole extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, etc. My husband and I don't partake in the seafood, but there are always some side dishes which are fine or only need minor adjustments to be vegan. In previous years, I have declined for us to host because I didn't want to prepare meat dishes. This year, we were spending Christmas with his family, and last week I asked him who would be hosting. To my complete surprise, he said that we would be hosting because some of his cousins asked him to, since they wanted an excuse to visit our city. I expressed my surprise that his family would agree to have a vegan Christmas dinner, and he replied that they didn't. At this point, I was confused because there was no way that I was going to cook seafood, and I told him as much. He said that he had already agreed for us to host, and that everyone had already started making travel plans, and some flights, hotels have already been booked, so we couldn't back out now. He assumed that I would be okay preparing seafood for his family because apparently he is fine handling seafood. I do almost all the cooking because he is terrible at it, so him cooking Christmas dinner is not an option. Now all my in-laws are mad at me for ruining Christmas by canceling the plans they had made and are threatening to disinvite us from the Christmas celebration. My husband is upset at me for wrecking his relationship with his relatives and also being an unreasonable vegan. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. This husband is the biggest a-hole ever because first of all, how are you gonna make that big of a decision without talking to your wife? How do you agree to host Christmas at your house without talking to the other person that lives in that house and would be hosting Christmas with you in that house? I would be so pissed. And then he's like, you're being unreasonable. You're ruining Christmas. Buddy, you did it to yourself. You're the one that assumed all of this. So you literally created this mess for yourself. I think it's really petty that the rest of the family is like, we're gonna uninvite you. The fact that they can't respect someone's dietary restrictions restrictions, which is seriously bare minimum. Like the bar is down here. You can't even see the bar. I'm ruining Christmas because I don't feel comfortable cooking food that I don't eat or consume because of my diet. Listen, there are bigger issues in the world. Not the a-hole, but someone else's. Number one, the husband. Am I the a-hole for kicking my friend's wife out of my house? My female 30 husband, Tom, male 35, recently had his birthday and he invited some of his friends for dinner, some drinks, and then we were meant to go to a pub. Invited were people who I knew and was friends with, as well as some people he was friends with that I didn't know or barely knew. One of them was Harry, Tom's new workmate. I've met Harry a few times and he seemed okay. Nice enough. He brought his wife with him, Claire, female, late 20s I guess. It was my first time meeting her, and I'll admit she rubbed me the wrong way. She was just so judgy about everything, but I didn't have much time to talk to her as I completely forgot to buy mixers for drinks and had to run to the shops. I was gone for maybe 10 or 20 minutes, but when I came back, the music was turned off and everyone was in the living room. Claire said, "Perfect, we were waiting for you. We can start now." This sounds weird. What are you gonna do, a sacrifice? Like, I was confused, but when I got closer, everything was clear. She decided to throw an MLM party during another party. She had a table set up with her products and flyers and all that crap. I would kill her. I was annoyed, but I let her do her thing, hoping that she'll be done and we can carry on with the party. You are so much better than me. No. Alas, when she was done, she told everyone that she set up a table in my kitchen and we can go and buy products and sign up to be a rep or whatever it's called. I've had enough at this point. Yeah, no. Put up with way more than I would have. The second I saw that, I would have been like, party's over. I should mention that MLMs are not yet huge in my country, at least not the most predatory ones, but they're growing. Still, many people are completely clueless about them, and since I spend way too much time online, I'm quite aware of them. I told her to stop it and there won't be any MLM selling in my house. Everyone was confused. She started defending her company, saying that it's not an MLM because they're illegal, blah blah. Yeah, everyone who's in an MLM will be the first to tell you it's not an MLM. It is though. Then she tried to guilt trip me, saying that I don't support small businesses. I quite literally run a legitimate small business. I quickly had enough and told her to get the out. She started packing, really angry, making sure to call me some names, including asshole. Her husband helped her pack and they left. Good riddance. My husband was really angry that I embarrassed him and Harry and should have just let it go and support her. I tried to explain to him that I couldn't because she'll get other people sucked into her scheme. My husband's friends were divided even after I explained what MLMs are. Today, Claire has been messaging me, sending me screenshots of some weird Facebook comments supporting her and calling me a jerk, etc. My husband is still annoyed with me. I thought I was right, but with everyone ganging up on me, I'm not so sure. Am I the a-hole? No. Once again, you're not the a-hole, but someone else is the a-hole. And for the sake of this story and MLMs just completely being pyramid schemes, I'm gonna give it a little pyramid icon. But bottom line is though, whether it's an MLM or not, it is so disrespectful to literally hijack someone's party and start selling your crap. Like, first of all, it is my first time meeting you. I've never met this girl. She's coming into my house and starts selling her product. Who the hell are you? If anyone's gonna sell products, it's gonna be me, because it's my house and my party. Yeah, no, dude, I would have kicked her out too. That is so weird. And I'd be so pissed at my boyfriend if he was defending her and his buddy. I'd be like, okay, clearly you have no respect for your girlfriend, but okay, your girlfriend and your house and someone selling products in your house. What? No. Am I the a-hole for not immediately telling my friend's boyfriend that I speak Spanish and telling his girlfriend what he's been saying about her? As a Spanish speaker, I'm very excited for this. I, female 20, am currently studying in the UK. The term has just ended and my friend had a house party last night. She's recently gotten together with a guy, Adrian, and this would be the first time we, our friend group, would be meeting him. The party was loud and we all got drunk pretty quickly. I didn't have much time to speak to Adrian besides the introduction. Oh, and he also brought a friend with him. I knew Adrian was from Spain, but since we hadn't really talked, I didn't have much of a chance of ever making it known that I speak Spanish. I needed some fresh air, so I went outside to the back garden, which was really dark. I could see two figures at the end and I'm sure they saw me as the back door was lit. I didn't think they cared enough because they were loudly talking in Spanish. I think they assumed that no one would understand. It was Adrian and his friend and they were talking shit about my friend, Adrian's girlfriend. I'm not going to repeat this, but it was nasty. Why talk about your partner? Break up with them then. I was unsure of what to do and battled with myself, but ultimately I decided to tell my friend everything. Well, she ended up confronting Adrian and he denying absolutely everything and she believed him. Yikes. Adrian, on the other hand, was pissed off that I hid that I spoke Spanish. I didn't, and said I was an asshole for not saying it when we were introduced, and it was a dick move to hide it and then spy on him. I told him he shouldn't have said those things, or at least be quiet because he doesn't know if anyone might be listening. He called me a bitch and my friend kicked me out. Okay, bestie, I see you. She's still angry with me and he made an online post complaining about me hiding the fact that I speak Spanish and that I had no business speaking it anyway. Basically being really nasty. I don't have him on social media. My other friend sent me links and screenshots. I generally thought I was doing the right thing, but now I don't know. am I the a-hole? This person is not the a-hole at all. Arguably, one could say that Adrian is the bigger a-hole here, but I am more disappointed in the best friend. I think the best friend is the biggest a-hole in this situation. So we're putting this under, you're not the a-hole, but someone else is. And the reason I say the best friend is the biggest a-hole here is because how are you gonna trust this dude that you just started dating? And I told you he's talking smack about you. That's giving me pick me energy. But you know what? It's fine. Karma will come back for that friend in real time. As for the whole hiding that you speak Spanish, it's not hiding. When you're introduced to someone and they literally just had an introduction, didn't even speak or anything, do you introduce yourself as, hi, my name is Sharon, I speak English, Spanish, I'm a Gemini, I'm 24? No. You only introduce yourself in the language you're being introduced into. So if we're introducing in English, I'm only gonna speak English and I'm only gonna tell you, hi, I'm Sharon. Why would I throw in that extra piece of information? That's like a dating profile. It's not speed dating, you know? So I don't think she hid anything. And this is why you never want to talk smack about people, because you don't know when or if they're understanding. The other day I was at the post office and there was someone in front of me. Obviously it's a line, so I get behind this person, this lady that was off to the side with another lady. They were filling out some stuff or whatever. And this woman, she's speaking Spanish and she tells the other one, she's like, Mom, get in that line, get in front of that girl. And the mom goes, no, that girl was there first. Like, she got in the line first. And then the daughter goes, forget about her, just get in the line. So then the mom cuts me. I wanted to respond to them in Spanish and be like, yeah, forget about me. But I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood to get into a fight at the post office. So like, I just kept my mouth quiet. Instant karma, because the universe was just like, we'll help you out, sis. The attendant just decides to call me first for some obscure reason. And I was like, fine with me. Basically, you don't owe it to someone to tell them that you speak a language. Whether or not they know it, I don't think it's purposely being hid from them. And this is why you just shouldn't talk smack in general. You know that saying, talk get hit? Don't worry, it'll come for Adrian soon. The last one says, am I the a-hole for not taking my baby mama's son on a trip to Disneyland? 8 years ago, I got a chick I was sleeping with pregnant a few months prior to us graduating college. We had a son, and due to circumstances I don't want to get in the weeds on, my baby mother has custody of him. I still see him very often, a few times a week, and I pay child support. I don't particularly have a good relationship with my son's mother. She resents me for what happens, and honestly, I'd rather have that hostility towards me than towards our son, so that's fine by me. After having my kid, she ended up having another man's baby, so she currently has my 8-year-old son, and I think a 6, give or take, year-old girl. I don't really pay the girl any mind as she's not my kid. Admittedly, I am pretty sure her father is not really that involved. Recently, it was my current long-term girlfriend's birthday, and she said that she wanted to take a day trip to Disney for it. I thought it would be a great opportunity to take my son as he's never been, and it's Disney and kids love that. Fact. Kids love that. I told his mother and she seemed displeased. She asked about her daughter and if I would take her. Why would he do that? It's not his daughter. My thought was, of course not. Like, why would I do that? I told her I hadn't planned on it. She said it wouldn't be right for me to take him and not take her, as she would get jealous that he got to go to Disneyland and she didn't. I told her that she's not my daughter and I don't really have an obligation to her. I also mentioned that Disney was not cheap and I wouldn't be spending any money on her kid for it. She then offered to pay for half her kid's trip. I of course rejected this too, as if I'm not the kid's daddy, I'm not gonna pay. After all, she has a dad and he should be taking care of her. Also, that wouldn't solve the issue of me having to babysit while on a trip with my son and girlfriend. So I said no to this. She told me then that she wouldn't be letting her son go simply because it's not fair. So here's where I may be the asshole. I kind of played my son against her. I told him that I wanted to take him to Disney, but his mom said no. This of course led to him being very upset and caused his mom to relent. We went to Disney, had a great time, and she was incredibly bitter when I brought him back. Am I the a-hole? So for a hot minute, I would have said you are not the a-hole. And you know, I wouldn't even say you are not the a-hole, but the mom is the a-hole. No, because I get where the mom is coming from. I understand that like raising two kids, especially with like different parents, could be difficult when one kid is obviously experiencing more things or getting better things than the other sibling. That's where resentment between siblings grows and jealousy and all that, right? So I get her point. That's why I don't think she's the a-hole. I do think she's wrong for asking him to do that because it's not his kid, like he mentioned. He's like, that's not my child. I'm not responsible for her. So I understand. Where he turned into the a-hole is obviously where he mentioned, I might be the a-hole here because I turned my son against his mom. Yeah, absolutely. There was no need to do that. That was super immature, and I feel like that was very petty. Like, there's no need to get your son involved with your issues with your baby mama. Issues between the adults should stay between the adults, not let's go tell the kids and pit the kids against the adults. So because of that, I'm ranking this in everyone sucks. Mom for expecting her other baby daddy to pay for her other baby daddy's kid's ticket to go to Disney, and dad for turning his son against mom. So yikes. Honestly though, if mom wanted her kids to go to Disney, okay, then you take them. That's the common denominator in this situation. You're the mom, you take them. But I rest my case. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this a thumbs up. In the comments below, like I mentioned, I want you to judge along with me. Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? Who do you think was the real a-hole in this situation? I want to hear all your thoughts about it. This was a lot. Whew. Being an adult is not fun, am I right, ladies and gents and whatever you identify as? If you want to see more of this video, you can go check out the first part on my channel, and honestly, I love this series, so you should totally subscribe for more. I feel like I should have like a gavel just judging everyone. You are the a-hole. Now, shout out of the day goes to Layla on Instagram. Thank you so much. If you'd like to be shout out of the day, just follow me on my Instagram and stay active. If you're into the tea, I recommend checking out my Revealing Secrets playlist on my channel. I love to reveal secrets and embarrassing stories and confessions for my subscribers. And Reddit. I do have a video where I read Reddit confessions under the subreddit confessions, so you should definitely go check those out. But that being said, I will see you guys next time, and hopefully we don't deal with too many a-holes, but alas, it's a very tough thing to rely on or promise or whatever. There's just lots of a-holes out there. Okay, bye.